And welcome back. King County is one step closer to having a new sheriff. After a process that took nearly 2 years, County Executive Dow Constantine announced his nominee yesterday, choosing interim sheriff Patti Cole-Tindall over 2 other finalists.
We need a sheriff who can chart a new course. Someone who can demonstrate the ability to work together.
This is the first time a sheriff has been appointed in King County rather than elected in 25 years.
Joining us now live on set is interim sheriff, or I should just say sheriff, Patti Cole-Tindall this morning. We can take the interim, I think, off of your name after this appointment.
Yes.
So it's nice to have you in this morning. First, you began your law enforcement career with the State Gambling Commission. You were the King County undersheriff. You've been the interim sheriff for a year and a half now. What's it mean now to have this position right here ready for you?
Well, obviously this to me is a very, very important step. It is an important time in our nation, in our state, county, in terms of how we are going to work with community to develop the law enforcement agency that they desire. So I really think it's important. And just, I was only the undersheriff. Yes, I was
since last November, right?
No, undersheriff since June of 2020, and then interim sheriff I started actually the first of this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Since you have been interim sheriff, what are the biggest issues and challenges that you have been facing and that you think people who live in King County would really care about?
Well, obviously the level of crime. We hear every day, I mean, in the news reported, but also, you know, what we're experiencing is a higher level of crime, gun violence. So it's really important that all of us in law enforcement partner together, and that's including our local partners, but also federal, on how we tackle the crime. Also, though, I think important is to work with the community because they're critical and key to the solutions we might be able to develop in terms of resolving crime.
So what has not been done in the past that you want to do differently as sheriff to tackle crime?
Well, I think key is creating community action councils where we can find out from each individual community what are some of their specific issues and what specific solutions might we be able to bring to them that can address the crime. I think also working with social service agencies because there are already some of these in place that we can partner with to also bring some solutions to the community.
Morale has been an issue over the past several years in the King County Sheriff's Office. Curious how you might plan to address that as well.
So we've already started to address that since the beginning of the year. I mean, the first thing is we are communicating frequently and often. I do a monthly video, but then also a weekly newsletter that lets our folks know what we're doing. Also, we are getting out, when I say we, me and the leadership team, we're getting out and about with the troops, which I think is extremely important, letting us see what they do and interacting with them. I'm not about sitting behind a desk, so that is having a very, very positive impact because people feel heard. Lastly, we're having listening sessions where we hear what people have to say. We hear their concerns. We dispel rumors. It's just an opportunity for us to engage on another level with our staff. So I believe, and I'm hearing from the folks in the agency that they feel hopeful that the morale has improved and we will continue this. So that is something that will continue. And you spoke to the vacancies. We do have a large number of vacancies.
Yeah, what can you do about the vacancies?
So key is to keep the good people we currently have. So working to create a good work environment where people feel like, you know what, I want to stay and be part of this going forward. So stopping the folks leaving while we are working to staff up. So like all law enforcement agencies, we're struggling to find good people who want to do this work. Young people don't seem to want to come into the profession anymore. And so working, thinking outside the box, doing things that we haven't done, maybe going to some regions where we haven't considered in terms of recruiting good people. We have a great quality of life here, and that's a great selling point. So doing a number of things. And lastly, our best recruiters are our own staff. So again, going back to the morale and then improving the work experience, they are going to be the ones that will tell people, yeah, you want to come work here. So my vision is in the next few years, we are a premier law enforcement agency and we have people knocking down the door to come work
We
for
would
us.
be remiss if we did not point out that this is a historic moment for King County, because not only are you the first black woman to hold this position, but the first black woman sheriff in Washington state. This is big. How does it make you feel?
Well, clearly it's not lost on me that this is a big moment, but what I would say is I'm also unique in other ways, so that's important.
Absolutely.
But I also feel that it shows that somebody like myself shows little black and brown girls that they can maybe achieve to be the sheriff or the #1 person in their agency. But I think more importantly than that is the fact that I'm a non-traditional law enforcement executive. I did not spend my entire career in law enforcement, but it is because of that unique experience that I think I bring this unique lens to this role. So I think coupled with being the first black, person of color in this role, it's also that I am a non-traditional police executive.
Yeah.
It is historic, no doubt. The King County Council does have the final say on your official appointment. That hearing set for May 18th. There's no indication anything's going to stand in the way. Sheriff, it's nice to have you this morning. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good to hear from you. Thank you.
Thanks.